we only been married like 10 years, and I went to the church with Mom and Dad 30-some years. This is how, and she was working on getting this piece of property cleared up the same time that I was working on getting mine cleared up. So we used the same lawyers and stuff like that, but his was a lot easier done than mine.
Property lines run from the center of the creek here in front of the house up to the very top of the mountain. You go to the highest point on the mountain, it's the top of the mountain. The part my dad settled goes from behind the church, that's down the creek, behind the church, the center of the creek, to the top of the mountain. That's the border on the lower end. On the upper end, there's a point where the ridge comes down. It runs from the center of the creek to the top of the mountain. The total that my dad settled was 40 acres.
60.
60 acres. You sure?
Yes.
Okay, 60 acres. 40. 60 acres from the center of the creek to the top of the mountain. I'd say at least 70% of it is above a 45-degree angle. Out away from here, there's a patriarch, matriarch. There's people in the family. He was in the Vietnam War. He got a Purple Heart. He loved his medals. When he passes on, people cherish those. Those little tokens, things that meant a lot to them. Around here, you don't have that. What you have is Grandpa always had this piece of property, and he always raised a garden on it. He always invited us over. We always ate good. We got to run around, shoot bows and arrows and guns, and we just had a good time there. Those are the memories. Instead of having a medal or something to hold on to, the precious memories, they hold on to that piece of property, the memories they had of that property, and they're an heir in that property, and because of that, they don't want to get rid of it. It's something of value that somebody they loved had. People wouldn't understand, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of people wouldn't understand. Some people just completely get it. I come home from school, get off the bus, come over here, take my clothes off, put my play clothes on, and I would head up on the mountains, and I would stay up there until it got too dark or Mom started yelling that the food was ready. I fought all the monsters that was in Jason the Argonauts. I fought all the monsters in Land of the Lost. There was dinosaurs, skeleton monsters, there was giants. I made my own bows and arrows and spears and caveman clubs, and that's where it was. That's the way I grew up. You could go up there and you could bang two rocks together and yell all day and nobody tell you to quit.
And now I got my two great-grandbabies. They want to do the same thing, and he leads the way. The lawyers and stuff that watches the foreclosure sales and knows what they're doing, they are buying. I hadn't even thought about that. The lawyers that's working for the land companies and stuff, they know what's available and what's to log or something. They go in and get that one person to sign it or whatever, and then they go ahead and find it and they get it and they buy it and they log it. And after they realize it's valuable, they could require the property and log it and then whatever. That has happened right with the property that's connecting my property. Can't find property that's been cleared around here. And if you have got a piece that is cleared, there's no way you're going to get access to it or buy it. So I wanted that cleared up for my children.
And if a piece of property does come up for sale, or if it is foreclosed or something like that, for example, Kentucky River, Echo Mining owns that mountain right there. I don't know the name of the mining company owns this mountain behind us here. Anytime anything comes up for sale, it's a quick, easy, you get your cash real quick, they sell them the property. And that's been done for so long that there's not just not anything left that's not tied up in heir shares.
The only thing that is left is tied up in heir shares. It's just that simple.
I want to be very clear that I'm not talking bad about people in southeastern Kentucky. I'm not talking bad. What I'm saying is facts. Back whenever her great grandpa or grandpa, it was hard to scrape a living out of this place. There's rocks, you can't plow, you can't do anything. To grow a garden is a major effort. To put shoes on the feet of
21 children.
12 kids, it's a major deal. So something had to go, and a lot of times a kid was pulled out of school very young, and they were uneducated as far as reading, writing, and math. And only experience that people had with lawyers are all bad. Only time that anybody had dealings with the government is all bad. So it's pretty much just leave it alone. Don't get involved with those people. Mind your own business. Just do your thing. It was necessity that led to the lack of education. People around here are very good at certain things, and certain things that they do not care about. It's foolishness. It's unnecessary. Doesn't need to be touched. Just leave it alone. Distrust of the government. Distrust of the county government. I'm sure you can go back and check your history, but this county, Letcher County, is pretty corrupt. So people generally don't have a trust in anything to do with the government, with lawyers, or anybody to do with anything. They don't want to deal with them, first off. Second off, it's just too much trouble to deal with a family that you don't even go to the family reunion because you don't want to see them. That's why southeastern Kentucky is all red on Heirs, in my opinion. Things that you can do with a piece of property once you get it settled in Heirs is you can get a farm number. You have a 911 address. Both of those things open a whole world to you. There are grants that are given for various reasons. There's grants for solar panels. There's grants for putting in septics. There's grants for setting water catchments so you're not contaminating the water supply. There's all kinds of grants you can get. And once you have the farm number and a 911 address and a clear title on your deed, you're available to get those grants. There's a lot of potential on this property. And since we don't have to deal with heirs, when you own it free and clear, we can do all kinds of things. It's just the whole world's opened up to you. We're building a barn. We applied for a farm number, which we haven't gotten yet. But we have applied for a farm number. We got information from somebody who told us about the Letcher County Extension Office was offering grants for improvements. There was several options available. We chose a barn. So we build the barn and submit our receipts, and they reimburse us.
Up to a certain amount.
Certain amount of money. We're going to have chickens. We've had chickens before, and a bear killed them all, so we're going to make it much more secure this time. We're going to have chickens. We're going to have sheep, rabbits, honeybees. We're going to have a chicken for our kitchen for processing the rabbits and the honey and the chickens.
We're going to have your goose.
Yeah, we're going to have geese because it used to be a major deal to have a Christmas goose. So we're going to have a Christmas goose.
Self-sustainable is what we're after.
Yeah.
Less trips to the grocery store.
Yes,
A healthier life.
We get a full basement. We got a freezer full of meat and stuff like that we don't have to spend money on, which is different than making money if you don't spend money.
I usually pick one bill a year, propane heating, and pay that out of excess garden. To the
people that actually need to have this stuff done, you don't know the peace that comes over your life whenever you get all this stuff settled out. There is a peace, a calmness. You know, it's just a worry in the back of your head that you don't really think about, but it's always there. It settles it. It's over.
That is true.
It's a peace that cannot be described. It's worth it, every bit of it.
Absolutely. Knowing that it's yours to do as you will with, to the remaining person that you want it to have.
It's peace.
It's peace.
on a mountaintop, standing all alone, wondering where all the years of my life have